Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant news. The group stages are over at Masters Copenhagen. The 8 teams officially confirmed and the bracket is set through to the playoffs as well. Marved, people think he was even cheating the way he was playing so well last night, but also TenZ from Sentinels believes Phoenix could be back in the meta based on this recent patch update. Very much enjoy your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. As you guys I'm sure can tell, I'm on the road right now. It's actually my university graduation today. So I'm in a hotel room, it's rather early here, but we're still going to get a video out even if it isn't the best of qualities. The internet is absolutely shocking. We'll see what we can do tomorrow as well. We might have to miss the video tomorrow, we'll see how it goes. I'll probably put something else in the community post if I can't actually get a video up. We'll see how it goes. First of all, Lakia, we mentioned this player of course a few days ago, confirmed to be joining Down1's kind of team on loan just a couple of hours ago, so that's the news from yesterday. This also from PaperX because their player Forsaken, one of the most talented players I think in that role in the entire world, has unfortunately tested positive, so only minor symptoms, but again, not a good sign at all. Now, thankfully, Riot do actually take precautions for situations like this, and it does mean that the players, if they do test positive, as Forsaken has, doesn't have to play in the kind of main stage or bring in a substitute or whatever. He can play in effectively an isolated facility, like in a separate room, and still play on the same server, so I think that's kind of good news. It's good that he feels okay as well, because we really do want this PaperX team at full force, because they are so much fun to watch when they are playing well. Even Jing, one of their other star players, he reckons that because his teammate Forsaken hugged him, then maybe he's going to be next up, right? So that wouldn't be a good deal if PaperX kind of get hit by this. But yeah, still one of their players testing positive. Of course, it was kind of a big deal. Was it Champions last year when Envy, as they were known at the time, Victor was unwell, and then things kind of went wrong from them downhill as a result. He had to play in an isolated room, and they didn't feel like quite the same team as they were going into that event. So that's certainly a storyline to keep your eyes on. But as it's confirmed right here, he will be still playing like in isolation. So he'll still be playing the matches. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, not ideal at all for PaperX as they of course move into the playoffs, because that's the thing. I think a lot of these teams that are already in the playoffs that didn't have to play in the group stages, they haven't really got the chance to warm up in this LAN environment yet, right? I think we kind of saw that at Masters 1 as well, that for some teams it's actually better to start in groups, because for OpTic's case, for example, they've already got 3 big matches under their belt here going into the playoffs, and that's pretty a significant advantage playing a team like cNed. We'll see the bracket here in a second, that haven't played any matches so far on this kind of LAN environment at this tournament, and don't quite have that experience under their belt yet, right? So it could be argued that these teams that have the free buy based on being the #1 seed in their region actually are at a disadvantage now you get to this point in the tourney. So this was drawn earlier today before the final matches were determined. The playoffs bracket. So it's kind of small on screen, but you guys can just about tell what is going on. Here we go on the left-hand side. So cNed versus the A5 winner. Now the A5 winner was the winner of Crew and OpTic Gaming, which is very interesting to me because OpTic of course ended up winning that, and now cNed versus OpTic is a round 1 match in the winners round 1. I think we saw this last time out actually, where the way the brackets worked out was that it was going to be NA versus NA, and then B5 ended up being FPX. We'll see here in a second. So it's Fnatic FPX and cNed OpTic, which just kind of seems strange to me because they could just flip those around and say that, okay, whatever happens in the groups, we get a European NA team or whatever it exactly turns out to be, because I feel it's kind of strange that you waited all this time and now the first round matchups you get are once again NA v NA and EU versus EU matchups you've seen for quite some time. Of course, the rematch is nice, right, between cNed and OpTic and between Fnatic and FPX, but I mean, that's a pretty stacked lower bracket, it's got to be said, and pretty much the entirety of that side of the bracket is just going to be European teams, right? Fnatic, FPX, and Guild. I feel like there's better ways they can do this format. I'm pretty sure like it's randomly drawn, but I'm not necessarily sure it should be. So anyway, cNed play OpTic, Leviathan play DRX, that of course being the #1 seed from the Latin American region, Fnatic play FPX it is now, and then PaperX Guild, man. So like this bracket is absolutely stacked. I still feel like Fnatic here are probably the favourites, but OpTic heated up massively yesterday, so did Marved of course individually, and who knows what's going to happen. I'm sure there are going to be some upsets in this particular bracket. One piece of positive news actually for FPX was that Saigetsu got his visa just in time to get to the event, probably in time for the playoffs. Will he be there quite in time? It's kind of, well, tough to see, but still, all he needed really was his team to deliver the goods yesterday and get over the line, as they did against Northeption. Northeption put up a good fight here, but FPX were just too strong. Like I was saying this coming into the tournament, that even with the substitutes, with Angel in game leadership, I really do have confidence that they can do damage. That's exactly what they did right here. They take down Northeption. I believe this also means that Zeta Division, after having a much better result than Northeption did here at stage 2, at stage 1, where Zeta, I'm pretty sure, came top 4 in the end, that means Zeta Division have confirmed their spot, I believe, to champions now, based on Northeption going out of the tournament here. But FPX move on 2-0, relatively clean in the end. It was what, 13-9, 13-9, I'm pretty sure, over both maps. So yeah, clean stuff. And now, like, Cider might well be out of there, and Saigetsu might be in the team. That does make them a serious force. Now, whether that's in time to play their match today, that seems pretty impossible. But yeah, I suppose we'll see how it goes. I don't think Cygetz will be able to get there that quick, but I guess, you know, we'll see. And if they get through that one, they'll probably play the losers game. Who knows? This was the OpTic series, OpTic versus Crew. I thought Crew would put up a fight in this series, as in fairness, they did game one, but honestly, OpTic just reached form. And this is the thing with OpTic, right? You give them a couple of series to warm up, and they're going to play just unbelievable Valorant, as they did right here. They take down Crew comfortably on the split, and then again, the game two, Marved just completely took over on the Haven. So many moments here. I mean, firstly, yeah, like kind of turned up as well in this match as well, but Marved was really the MVP. That was evident for everyone to see. He was making some crazy plays. I'll show a couple of clips for you guys actually here in a second. There was even this clip that came out as well here from Marved. I mean, this was just absurd. The 1v3 towards the C site. Victor ends up going down at this point, and I mean, Marved just walked into the side, gets 1, 2, 3. I mean, the third kill was so clean. Like, he just knew where that guy was coming from. Gets the 3 headshots. Job done for Marved. And yeah, clear MVP of this series. So OpTic moved through. Of course, as Marved says, having to tap into that playoff mode a little bit early, but you know, he was super cold this series. I'll show a clip here from Tarek that he was thinking, damn, is this guy cheating? He just looks so good, but it probably was some sort of spectator bug.
How many windows of opportunity are left here for a piece in this half? And
damn. What? He didn't even shoot near him. Hold on, he's actually hacking maybe. Wait. Hold on, wait a minute. You're telling me he shot at that wall and that guy died. You're telling me he shot that wall and this guy died. Yeah, it's probably like some sort of observer glitch. Still a crazy shot though.
They're both huddled in there together. You've got Nags who's creeping his way up long.
The guy's left alone.
He falls, Marv's gonna have to do it himself. Does he have a 1v3 in him? Oh my gosh, yes!
Bro,
yes,
he's hacking!
The Red Bull clutch.
He's literally cheating in front of millions.
Half for OpTic.
So as Ye says, 2-0 versus Crew, play xCNed next. So kind of surprising to me really that I get the rematch this early on between NA versus NA, but of course it was the grand finals last time out at the actual kind of playoffs themselves in the North American side online. So we'll be good to see the rematch and how exactly this one plays out. And also wanted to mention this from cNed. Hopefully he feels a lot better, because I think he was dealing with some strange like stomach pains and aches during the series. So then he actually went to the hospital afterwards to kind of all get checked out. So hopefully everything's okay here, because yeah, a bit of a concern for him, I'm sure. So I think the team's been, of course, wishing him well, but I mean, yeah, in the actual series or the context of the series itself, OpTic were just not going to be stopped this series. It was done. I mean, look at the KDs right here, plus 24, plus 12 for Ye. Split was 13-7. Haven was 13-6 in the ends. They dominated the attacking side, got the job done in the ends, and that's Marved and OpTic through to the playoffs in absolutely stellar form. It does indeed seem right now. And I wanted to mention this also from TenZ, because there were some talking points actually about the Phoenix buff into the game, and of course TenZ has been trying to make different agents work. He talked about Yoru, now he's talking about Phoenix. The fact that these new flash updates, the max duration, the wide up time has been decreased, he reckons this actually might make Phoenix's flash way more viable, and therefore the agent possibly viable in and of itself. It's tough to say whether this, to me, will be enough to actually make Phoenix potentially usable again, a fun agent to play, but just not really good enough. TenZ reckons it could be possible.
I honestly think Phoenix is kind of back in a sense. Like, this flash is actually insane though.
30. Ball's going down. Two back truck. Embarrassing. In you all.
One more.
Spike down.
One CT. One and over. Both spawn.
Going up.
Ooh.
Wait, this guy playing?
Is Phoenix back or what?
Actually, this flash is insane. I think it's undodgeable.
Insane in ranked or in matches?
Well,
Okay, but
I can't, like, you can't dodge it.
So maybe that is the key, right, to getting Sentinels back on top. We've already seen it so far this tourney. The teams that started to use Fade a little bit more in the meta and other stuff as well. We saw it in Masters 1 with Victor, really, and Neon. There was a use to great effect to that event for OpTic. So there's always some talking points about, okay, if a team can kind of innovate the meta a little bit, as of course they've got their bootcamp going on relatively soon, maybe they can do some damage, but still it remains to be seen whether that's actually going to be the case or not. And just to mention this before we look at the bracket, the top 10 ACS from groups. Trex, Ardis, Marved, 256 and above. Those are the only players 250 above. I mean, Ardis has honestly been out of control on FPX still, regardless of the fact that they haven't had their full team. cNed was here as well, Leo as well, of course, from the guild side, so definitely some great players here. Stacks as well from DRX. Just looking forward to seeing how the rest of this tournament progresses. Most of these guys are still through. Of course, well, Aspas on the Loud side, no longer going to be there. And this is the bracket then, beginning today. So PaperX versus Guild, Fnatic versus FPX, right? I'm guessing FPX won't have their full team in time for that matchup. I don't know if I guess you can get there in time, but whatever the case is there, Fnatic Fnatic, I think, are still marginal favourites in that series. PaperX Guild, I don't know. If Forsaken can't play, like Guild, I think have a great chance. They've also played already in this tournament, and I think, honestly, might take that one 2-1. But PaperX still probably the better team. I'm just really not sure how things are going to work out with the positive test and not being able to play in person. And then the other games will continue over the coming days with the grand final happening on the 24th of July. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new as always. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.